Greetings to all of you, so many good friends. A very special thank you to my good friend, Director Jesse, for including me. It's a real treat to spend some time with all of you during this star-studded event and to celebrate your 100th birthday and the incredible impact you've had on your own communities and our world. Certainly, the last 18 months has brought challenges, highs and lows, moments of hope and unexpected setbacks. But through it all, our Rotary family has been there for each other. We've strengthened our bonds of friendship and service and relied on Rotary values to get us through the darkest days. We still have hope that once again we can be together in person, and it's this kind of hope that heals our hearts. The world needs us now more than ever, and our Rotary family needs each other to stay connected and to continue to act against the ongoing pandemic, and to finish the job on polio and change lives through all of our areas of focus. A special nod to our newest focus on the area of the environment, and in particular, the leadership of Trustee Chair-elect Ian for leading the charge. I want to share a story with you about when I was a club president. I must say that I loved being a Rotary Club president so much that I really hated sitting down at the end of the year. That year was 2001, and I was one of President Rick King's Regal Eagles. It was also the year that will forever be remembered for the date 9/11. Who will ever forget what happened on that fateful Tuesday? My home club meets on Tuesdays at lunch, and around 10 a.m., I started receiving calls and emails asking if our meeting was going to be canceled. Somehow, I knew at that moment that we needed to be together, to be in shared experience. As you know, I'm Canadian, and on that day, as the meeting began, we stood facing the American flag and we sang the Star-Spangled Banner, their anthem, and wept alongside our friends on the other side of the border. Our speaker that day was a young Rotary scholar who was heading to study in Poland. We quickly changed the format, and he and I simply sat in front of the club and had a discussion. And he had the most profound observations about peace. The love and support for each other and for our American friends was profound. And it's times like these that you truly feel the impact of the family of Rotary. Over the past several months, these are the same kinds of moments that have played out across the globe over and over again. Our ability to look out for each other, to weep together, to pray together, to protect each other, both physically and mentally. We've been entrusted with leadership in our great organization. Now it's up to all of us to be brave and intentional in our actions. I'm sure many of you have heard this quote from Maya Angelou. She said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." I guess what I'm saying is, be that person. Be the kind of leader who's strong enough to say and do nice things for your members and their families. They'll never forget how you made them feel. And the even greater reward, you will never forget how it made you feel. I am overjoyed that President Shaker continues to shine a bright light on Rotary service at a time when the world needs us most. We have so much ability to change lives in our local and our global communities. President Shaker has asked us to serve, to change lives. This is what we do. Every day, the decisions we make and the service we provide literally changes lives, those of our beneficiaries, and also, as we know, ourselves. I see a Rotary that increases our impact by focusing on our strategic plan and expands our reach by engaging the entire family of Rotary at every end of the spectrum to create lasting change. As we reflect upon our strategic priorities, we could have never envisioned that our ability to adapt would become our North Star during what is inarguably the most profound time in recent history. Just look at how we've responded to the COVID-19 crisis. I like to say, when the world stepped down, we stepped up. We didn't need to tell our members to be people of action. You showed us you already were. We moved more than $38 million through the Rotary Foundation for frontline support of PPE, ventilators, food scarcity items, and so much more. And just imagine the tens of millions more that we've raised in our own communities that have provided life-saving support. As you know, our polio infrastructure continues to help us combat COVID in many parts of the world. And this infrastructure is a grand part of our legacy, both past and present, and also what it can do for public health in the future. This is our gift to the world. And this is a story that I believe we should be shouting from the rafters about our relevance in tackling both of these deadly viruses and so much more. Today, we stand on the brink of history, particularly with the eradication of polio with only 2 cases year to date, and also in the fight against COVID-19. We have had the audacity to believe that we can eradicate a disease, polio, and we will. I believe when Rotary began this journey towards eradicating polio, we were like teenagers. And like adolescents, we were in the process of growing up. It galvanized us towards a cause. It made us speak with a united voice. It made us believe that we could achieve the unthinkable. We collected notable global figures to stand shoulder to shoulder with us, adding additional credibility to our cause. It made us understand that if you have dreams, it's our responsibility to make them happen. Not too long ago, one of our senior league colleagues posed an interesting philosophical question. He said if 30 years plus ago, we would have asked Rotarians to raise $1.5 billion and immunize 2.5 billion children, it would take us more than 30 years. Would we have done it? Likely not. But just think, one person's dream was able to mobilize 1.2 million of us to dream the same dream. As you know, for so long, we've done our good work quietly and not for recognition. And while this was noble, it made it difficult for people to understand the good work of the family of Rotary. What we've learned is that when we tell our stories, like-minded people want to join with us. And what a story we have. Albert Einstein, whose theories exploded and reshaped our ideas of how the universe works, is considered the most influential physicist of the 20th century. Part of his charm was his disheveled look, and in addition to his uncombed hair, one of his most peculiar habits was to never wear socks. Such a quirky and eccentric soul and one of the greatest thinkers of our time. Over his lifetime, he was often quoted, and when I read the following, I thought he might have written this for Rotary. He said, "Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value." This, my friends, is a game-changing concept for us because if you turn that thought on its head, you can see that understanding our value is actually the key to our success. So, how do we measure what's important to us? What's Rotary's value proposition? I believe that our vision statement provides a contemporary lens for describing and defining our path. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. The lasting change within ourselves, I think, might be my favorite part. It's that value of membership. We bring leaders in and we make them better leaders. From year to year, the emphasis at Rotary changes, but what's really important remains the same. We are still and always will be an organization built on the core values of service, fellowship, diversity, integrity, and leadership. We're united in our belief in and use of the 4-way test. We're people of action who are working together to increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance our participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt. These are big, ambitious tasks and well beyond the scope of any leader in any term to fully enact. That is why we must work together, one term to the next, one level of leadership to another. We're all one Rotary on one team, working tirelessly towards important goals that will affect the lives of millions. That's our great mission, one that I am so proud to be a part of and one that I am so pleased to be working with you to bring to life. Before I leave you today, I'd like to take an opportunity to provide a very special thank you to the entire host organizing team under the leadership of Mary Berry for helping to plan for a world-class convention in Melbourne in 2023. Nick and I are wildly excited and can't wait to share time together with all of you. We know that it takes a village, and thank you to each of you for your vision, passion, and dreams for an amazing convention. Until then, thank you all for being part of the family of Rotary, and thank you for including me today.